Hello and welcome to Chapter 256 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
Hey, that's me. I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long week. First week back to work of the new year. I'm tired. So tired.
Same, Joe. Same. It's not even my short week, so it's like double tiring. It feels like it's just went on all week this week, did.
Yeah, yeah. But how you been? I
I've been
know
good.
I know we had just talked earlier in the
Yes.
week,
I,
but
I had I had a interesting thing today. Somebody made a payment a year ago, and it was applied to the wrong account, so it's marked off to this
oh
man's account that was paid in full. So it should never have been. So the payment got transferred back to the person that it should have went. Unfortunately, he already went to collection agency because the payment arrangement he had
oh
was not made because it wasn't there. So the person applying the payments, which is not me, I just take them and then somebody else applies them. Then I send stuff a couple days later whenever they apply it. So it got taken out of. So I'll get reversed. It won't hurt his credit. But the other person that the ambulance the payment went to, and it was marked off as paid in full, his ambulance bill went back. So I was getting ready to call him, and I looked him up, and he is no longer with us. So
oh
yeah, he
ooh.
passed away in between the time from uh, the ambulance being marked off as paid to the time it got reversed. So uh,
Whoops.
that went straight up to the supervisor and got wiped away. So yeah, that was such a random occurrence. I've never had that happen before. So yeah, it was our mistake. So yeah, it was just a
That
weird time.
yeah.
That was
That's
just odd. It was just an odd thing to have today. I'm like, this is a first. I didn't think I'd see another first because I've been here for so long now. So, but nope. Yep, you see something new
yeah.
pretty much every week. Now that's why I'm really
Whew.
excited to talk about Creature Commandos.
Like, well, okay.
That took too much of my time, Joe, and there was nothing that came out of it. It just went away. So it was like literally like 2 hours
Just
of
like he
digging.
did.
Yeah. Oh,
I had so
you had to.
I couple of guys at work. One had his mom pass away. The other one had their dad pass away over a break. And so when that happens, like we get cards, we give money, we just help people.
Yeah. Same thing used to happen to
Card,
my old.
yeah, card got passed around today, and on it said so and so lost their dad. And I look at the card, I'm like, he didn't really lose his dad. He found his dad dead in bed, but
At least you didn't say it to him. That's the main thing.
I was not dared to, but I'm like, I mean, I could when he comes
Wait, let me
back.
rephrase
I'm not
that.
going to.
Let's hope he's not in position of power because we know
Oh,
how some of those jokes can go for people in positions of power. So
fair.
yeah,
Uh,
uh,
anyway, sorry.
but we're not here to talk about this today, Joe. We're
We're
here
not
to
we're
talk about
not
the
here talking
season.
about dark humor. We're here about talking about dark creatures.
Yeah, the season
Commando.
finale of season 1 of Creature Commando. So before we do that, let me get the network plugs out of the way. We are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays, bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is a walk through the multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. And on Saturdays is DC Alliance. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All three of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, and Star Wars Alliance. If you just want DC content, Marvel content, and Star Wars content only, but if you want all 6 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras, you get your ad-free episodes, early access to episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC film through the years. Our most recent entry was Watchmen from Zack Snyder. That was a fun discussion. Up next is The Lost Boys.
The
Last
losers.
Ones? Losers? Goddamn son of a beep.
You said you were gonna watch it while we were
I
off.
didn't get it. Obviously, I didn't get
Oh,
a chance to watch it yet, Joe. That's clear.
I mean, I did. I watched it while we were off. I don't know. That's a good thing I didn't reach out and be like, hey, let's cover this.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely gonna have to try and knock that out. Well, start while I'm actually, yeah, to start while I'm recording because I'm not gonna be able to watch your video until midnight, which that clearly is gonna be tomorrow for me now because
Yes,
that
sir.
midnight your time is rough time for
Yeah, it's
traffic.
like 2 year time.
So
Yeah, 1:30.
yeah, I'll get through that. But yeah, we are enjoying all the DC films through the years. We also have a backlog of content from Marvel Alliance. They got their Infinity Saga rewatch and they got their Tales from the House of X. And we have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, where Joe's doing his Disney deep dives. Not only is he reviewing a Disney film, he's giving you some fun behind the scenes, facts, tidbits, all that sort of thing. Joe, what comes up in 5 days for the patrons?
That would be The Sword and the Stone.
Oh, okay.
That's one I've seen when I was younger. Haven't seen since. It was fine. Yeah, I'll get into it when
Yeah.
when you
I
hear it.
remember that one. I actually do. So
Yeah.
I'll
So
be
it's
interested to talk about that one.
in the 60s. Yeah, I think I'm in the 60s now. So
Okay.
yeah, sorry, just got distracted there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's fun.
Okay, so we thank everyone that's a patron. If you're not a patron, if you take quick 30 to 60 seconds, rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice. It's always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe, we got a bit of news here to talk about tonight, but obviously we are going to lead with the Creature Commandos season finale. Season 1, episode 7, A Very Funny Monster. So what do you think about this episode? Spoiler free, of course.
Kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen that I didn't expect to happen, but also I was vindicated. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
No, like this was a good episode. This was a good episode. Good ending to the season. I know we'll get into it, after we talk about this, but no, I liked how everything worked out. Like everything worked pieced together. It's another James Gunn project that just knocked it out of the park for me.
Same. I really enjoyed this whole season. The animation style was great. I enjoyed this last episode. I thought it wrapped up things quite well and still set up a next season without like leaving you on the edge of your seat, waiting for it to come back. So I enjoyed that. There was, like you said, there was some sad moments, there was some funny moments, and everything in between. This show has been really well, Joe. Really well done. And I'm excited to see what is next for DCU in the animation side of things and to see some of these characters show up in live action, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're 100%.
And yeah, there's like some major things that happen and all of that goodness too, Joe. Let's get into the first part of this episode. Let's talk about the flashbacks of this episode, and then we'll get into the story. We'll take an ad break and get into the story because I think the flashbacks will tell them they're just their own story, but they do go with the episode. So the flashbacks for this final one, of course, will be of Nina, and we see her born out with lungs outside of her body immediately. What do you think about this, Joe?
Very sad.
Mhm.
Very yeah, no, I feel like I remember seeing her in the comics. Like, I don't think I've read her a lot. I know when you look into her background, she actually was part of Shade, Ages of Shade, which I've read. Well, I've read Frankenstein and the Ages of Shade. That's part of New 52, that I don't remember her a lot. Nina is the character that I'm like, oh man, I hope we get a lot more of her.
Yeah.
Then this episode happened. But like seeing her be born, lungs outside of her body, was like, whoa, okay. And then obviously her father does what he can to try and raise her, save her, make sure she can actually breathe. Looks like especially with that breathing device on, she looked like a turtle.
Oh my God, yeah.
For a while there.
What was shocking though was the mother just not wanting anything to do with her and give her up. Like, it's like it's so sad. And just to see the father go to the extra lengths to try to give her a good life. What I read about her, Joe, here is that her first appearance was in Flashpoint, Frankenstein, and the Creatures of the Unknown.
Really?
Wait, sorry. Yeah, Frankenstein and Creatures of the Unknown, #1, where she was created by Jeff Lemire.
Was that her latest appearance?
And then it just said that she was a scientist for secret organization Shade, who mutated herself into a gill man mermaid hybrid in order to join the Creature Commandos.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So again, this was pretty cool, but obviously he doesn't think she can live a sensible life with the backpack on her. Like if she's having a hard time getting to the playground and walking, and he develops essentially a method to try to cure her, but it doesn't work. It turns her completely into what we see now, and he
Yeah.
has to like have a suit for her. And that the suit's obviously lighter than what the backpack was, but
Well, because the backpack was literally just like a machine breathing for her, whereas the suit
it's just the
is
water,
it's just water
containing
in
water,
there, so she can breathe. Yeah.
And she's homeschooled for quite a while, but then she enrolls in private school. So he's trying to help her socialize, but it doesn't work out very well. She gets bullied a lot. There's a point there where the kids make her say ribbit, and that's really sad.
Yeah.
Where she just says ribbit. And yeah, even there's a point where she thinks a boy likes her, and then she looks into her locker and there's a frog in there.
And the whole reason, and I understand bullying in school, like that's always been a thing. It's never gonna stop, sadly. But like the whole reason that her dad wanted to send her to school was that she could actually socialize with kids her age.
Yeah.
Which you do need.
Yeah.
Like homeschooling's fine, but then as long as you can actually get out and meet other kids.
Yes, kids have friends and stuff like that. If you're not, you're pretty solitary. It doesn't help with your socialization skills. I know I'm friends with some people that I went to kindergarten with, and all the way up through to grade 12. Like I'm still I went out for coffee with a guy last week that has the same name, Travis. Imagine that we only had a class of 6 from kindergarten to grade 6, and 2 of us were named Travis.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, a couple years back, I reconnected with a couple of friends from grade school, middle school, who I hadn't seen since. We went to high school for 1 year together.
Okay.
Then I transferred schools.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't seen them since 1998, and then we reconnected a couple years back, and I just
haven't seen them since before much music night, or Big Shawnee Tunes 1.
Yep, basically. Then we just had New Year's Eve together this past year, so cool. It's one of the things where socialization
helps, and you can understand what he's trying to do here, but she can't handle it anymore. She runs away to go live in the Star City sewers, which she does for a while until someone snaps a photo of her, and then she gets captured by police. And this is one of the dumbest scenes I've seen, but I know this happens in America, so it's definitely possible. Edward goes because he sees the bulletin of her, and he knows that's her from the picture, and he sees her caught. He goes to just tell her that she was loved and that, but he gets killed.
Yeah, cops shoot him. Weird. Yeah. Huh. Yep. Anyway, America.
That is still jarring to me.
It should be to me, but I'm desensitized because my country fucking sucks. Sorry.
I'm not saying anything bad about your country. God, I could be on Fox News Most Wanted list when we're taking over.
Anyway.
So yeah, this was enjoyable. It was crazy to see that. It was enjoyable to see her look and see her father. You could see the bright look on her face, and then bam, he gets killed, and you're just like, whoa! And she's your trap. It's so heartbreaking, Joe.
Yeah. So so she basically got put into Belle Reve because she was a monster.
So who got the raw end of the deal? Are people on Creature Commandos? So Nina's one. She should never have been caught. She didn't do anything wrong.
Nope. She was just living, basically.
GI Robot has only ever killed Nazis. He doesn't. Well, and neo-Nazis. So, I mean,
I'm not gonna put that against him, but he did kill people, and it was the 80s, so whatever.
Weasel never did anything wrong.
I would say Weasel, out of the group so far, Weasel got the shaft because he was actually saving people, and because he's a monster, he got taken in. The bride, obviously, we don't know what made her how she got captured.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure
she's
something.
There.
He's only just. We'll get into that.
I'm sure we'll get into it in season 2. Yes. But yeah, she was being chased by Frankenstein literally everywhere. And so
Frankenstein should be caught. He's
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, and I'm wondering if, because I mean, obviously all the promotions, it made it seem like he was going to be part of the team, and he was sort of. I mean, he was best friends with Rick Flag.
Yes. For a moment.
Until he got his back broken by Clayface. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, it's pretty tragic for Nina. Then we go back, like that was all the flashbacks. But before we get into the present day stuff, let's take our first ad break. Listeners, we're an ad supported network. We'll pick the ads or volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe, let's get into the present day side of things. So let me get it up to date here. So yeah, they are outside of the castle trying to find the best place to enter from to get to the princess, and it's all swarming with guards. Which I do enjoy that. Like, it's not as easy as just getting in. It's a bit of a struggle.
Exactly. And so, if I remember correctly, yeah, Buster Barnes here. Well, that's actually,
So they're up.
Let's save it next. Give it a second.
They get into the one of the high up posts, and watch a bit of camera and see a quick flashback, like flash of camera. It's hard for us to see you can see Princess perfectly, but there's another figure that's very hard for us to see there.
So what they do, they're in the tower because they're trying to find the best route.
Yeah,
and you've got Bride and Nina and Weasel off in the corner trying to look at these videos, and then you get Phosphorus, who is like backtracking through a bunch of the tape. He sees this screenshot, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" I mean, if you're paying attention, you could see who the creature is. I mean, I was waiting on that one.
Agreed. Well, we're going to hold that part of what he's talking about. Well, we agree with you, Buster Barnes. If anyone else is in the YouTube, we agree. Yeah. So they see something. We're not sure. We just see we don't see. Did you get to see like who it was in the picture right away, or not until at the end?
I could kind of tell.
Okay. I couldn't see it, but it was quick.
Because it was blurred out a little bit, but like the limbs, like you kind of tell with the limbs. And then Frankenstein shows up. Eric shows up.
Yes, and he doesn't really get a chance to say much before Broad just straight up pops him with a lot of bullets. And they pretty much leaves him for dead. And then I don't know why this happens, but the princess, during all this, when the creatures are out trying to kill her, this makes no sense.
It's her morning swim.
I'm still going for a swim, regardless of that. So she goes up and goes for a swim.
It's the confidence of I'll say wannabe dictator.
Well, I'm going to call a little bit of BS because when she was going up the dive, you can literally see like her looking out, and as you see her looking out, you can see to the left of her, Phosphorus's hands coming through, like his glow coming through the wall.
I saw that too.
How did you not notice that? If I picked that up, like you're getting ready to jump, you're obviously taking a look around before you jump.
Well, let me double check, because I clocked that too, but at the same time, I think that was just the bad transition. It's different scenes.
That could be that. Because I look like it to me. I'm like, how are you not seeing this right here?
Yeah.
So, they get there. They're hiding out, and they decide that Nina's the one that got to go kill her because she's in the water. Nina can move the best in the water, and she's the only one to be able to get her. And all the time, Weasel is going crazy because the princess reminds him of the little girl that died. And
it didn't help that she also, Nina points it out, like
played with him for an hour.
Played with him for a couple hours.
Yeah. So Weasel basically, first Nina gets a pep talk from the bride, and she's like, take out all your rage on humans, on this one person. And she goes, but it doesn't really work out that well because Weasel bites Phosphorus, gets into the water, and before he bites Phosphorus, or he gets into the water and alerts the princess, and then he bites Phosphorus after when Phosphorus grabs him. But that him alerting the princess, she looks down and sees Nina coming up with the knife, and she turns the tables on Nina pretty quickly, Joe. And as Buster Barnes alluded in the chat a few minutes ago, Nina gets killed here. She gets
her eyes when she stabs Nina, like it was a dead eye, just cold. And yeah, I just checked the video, and she is looking out, and then it cuts to the wall. So like, just because I remember my first time watching it, I'm like, or seeing that scene, I was thinking the same thing. Like,
how did you not
she can see that?
Yeah.
But then I think there's a point where she's about ready to actually jump off, and you see it. Like she sees everything, and you can't see the hole. So
okay. So
anyway, sorry.
She is defeated. The play is defeated. Sorry. As Bride is going out, like all the guns are shot on, cased on them, and then Waller calls and tells him, like, stand down there around, because at the same time, Economos and Waller go and investigate the little bit of like information Flag told them before he passed out, and they find that the person's dead and Clayface is there dead, so they put everything together and realize they were had.
Yeah.
Or they think
were they?
So they apologize, everything. They apologize, and the princess forgives them. And the bride goes up to chat with the princess before they go, and this is where she pieces together, like where she saw the pictures, and we see from the picture angle that Clayface was there with the princess. She used Clayface. She actually did want to bring the end of days.
Yep.
And before she can shoot the bride shoots her right between the eyes.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, because her original plan was to have Cersei have them kill Cersei before Cersei could actually tell them anything. But that didn't work. And then McPherson comes in, tells Waller, yeah, no, Cersei is legit. Like, everything she's saying is legit. So once Flag got the nope. Like, once that happened, the princess is just like, I need my plan to work. Like, this needs to go through. So that's why she got Clayface involved. And
I do like the bride figuring it out and putting it, like, just shooting her down.
Yeah.
And Buster Barnes said it when some are saying that this makes Nina pointless, but I think the opposite. She's a human at heart, not a monster, and that's why she met her in. Also, Buster Barnes, she goes a long way in helping the bride, like, find purpose and find like her way too. And that's what she was constantly at the entire season was trying to get, like, the bride to be her friend, essentially. And the bride even said that to the princess, like, you killed my one, like, the one friend I had.
Nina the human got killed by the monster, the princess. Yep.
Exactly. And she is dead. They go back. They get out of there pretty slickly. And
they got out of there about as quick as I did today at work when they called 9 hours, but the guy who was relieving me didn't know the job. But I was not told that I had to stay over. That I was not told when I was told to do 9 hours that I would have to train him. So by the time the bell rang, and the guy was like, I don't know. I guess I got this. I'm like, peace out.
You were like Fred Flintstone when that bell hit. It was yabba dabba doo. I'm out of here.
It was kind of funny, and as soon as I heard somebody say, like, yeah, you could go, I'm like, all right, I'm out. I literally signed out, grabbed all my stuff, and ran before they come grab me.
Buster Barnes here says, yeah, the bride was really well written, and I agree with him as well here. Like, I think she's one of the standout characters of this season, but that's not the end. The bride goes, they were rewarded. Economos tells her, like, Amanda Waller knows when she's wrong, and she knows. So they have a new wing in this outfit. They have a lot more space. They have a ping pong table, and there's some new members of the team.
Yes.
Bride is still there. Phosphorus is there. Nosferatu is there. Khalees is there. Weasel is there. A rebuilt GI robot is there. And King Shark is there.
So I wasn't... When GI Robot got killed off in his episode, I was like, well, I mean, he's a robot. Like, he should be able to. They should be able to rebuild him. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, Will Magnus is gone, and he was able to upgrade him. They still have the blueprint, sure, but like, I did not expect GI Robot to come back.
I did because they kept his head. I thought he was going to come back earlier. I also said that Nina was going to bring him back, so that was wrong. But it was nice to see him back, and from his introduction, I think this is a completely new one because he said like introduce himself to the bride, who he would have already known in the previous version. So this is a completely different version. So
maybe, but it also could have just been him reintroducing himself because he's been offline forever.
It could be that too.
Well, for however long. And then yes, King Shark,
voiced by Diedrich Bader. So
in the cartoon, I'm pretty sure, and when they come back, if they come back in live action, it'll be Sylvester Stallone again, because why not?
That's true. That is true. So, Joe, and the end credit scene is Frankenstein is found by another old lady. Which,
well, the one that was the one that called him, the one that earlier in the episode or in the season. So,
and she probably will meet her in with the pot too.
Not necessarily. I mean, you say that, but not necessarily.
No, I'm just kidding.
But they were eating. What were they eating?
Pea soup.
No, it wasn't pea soup.
I would wager a whole lot of money that was pea soup.
No.
Really?
Hold on.
Go to it.
It was Buster. Buster, if you are listening and you know it off the top of your head,
I thought it was pea soup.
No, because it was like some dropping soup. It was like something.
I thought it was something pea soup, and he said disgusting.
Hold on.
So,
I'm looking it up again.
So he's going to be back, obviously, and that wraps up season 1 of Creature Commandos. So
Sparrow dropping soup. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Buster.
I thought it was pea soup.
Nope.
Dropping soup. Gross. Ugh.
Yeah.
Pea soup.
That's why he was like, ugh.
Even more.
And she even agreed, like, yes, it's disgusting.
So, Joe, like I said, I really enjoyed the first season. I thought this was a great way to kick off the DCU.
So I got a good question for you.
Too big. Yeah.
So we know that we're getting a season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think we'll see these guys, some of them, in live action before season 2 shows up?
I think there's potential in Peacemaker.
Okay.
And depending on where that show goes with how it ended the first season, and like Waller, everything being out and that, so, and then how like the ramifications from this, like the Creature Commanders show, I don't know. I think honestly, Peacemaker is a chance for it though.
Peacemaker's a good possibility. I honestly would be surprised if they show up in the Waller show.
Could be that too, but I don't even know if that's going to keep going ahead. Like that's something that could be a while away because
it could be. But I mean, who knows where we're going to get a season 2 of this though? You know, like I don't see it being animation. You can turn it around quicker, yes, but I don't see it happen.
Don writes the episodes,
yes,
because he can write all these, send them off to the animators, and then at the same time send them off to the voice acting side of things and get them to do it too.
That, and I mean, he's already done with Superman at the moment. He's not, as far as we know, he's not writing anything else, directing anything else.
Something in the new year.
So maybe, I don't know. Okay.
I'll be honest, but yeah, we both really enjoyed the first season of this, and I can't wait for the second season.
Yes.
Joe, let's take a second ad break before we get into the news. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ad, the volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. There's been a bit of news since we were gone.
Just a wee bit.
And the Pattinson to the DCU kind of went a little crazy there for a while. I think it came off the backs first of the Batman Part 2 has been delayed until October 1st of 2027. That happened when we were gone. You know, that sucks, but it does continue to the James Gunn thing of if I don't have the full script, it's not going ahead.
Yeah.
So that's the change there. It's what's taking place of it. So yeah, it's a little bit of a change, but again, I don't think that's to be worried. And then we got a
I
lot of
remember-
quotes coming.
I'll say I remember seeing somebody like not complaining but questioning about the gap between the years.
Mhm.
And Gunn was like, I mean, 5 years in between movies isn't bad, because he even pointed out like between 2 and 3 of Guardians was like 6 years.
Mhm. And you also got the Penguin.
Yeah, the Penguin to kind of supplement that. So I think we just got used to a lot of these trilogies or a lot of these sequels coming out within 2 to 3 years.
Mhm. Well, especially on
You
the
know, so
same
like
on the same like
well,
conveyor belt, the Marvel conveyor belt. You get them out a little bit
yes,
quicker.
that's what that's kind of what I was gonna get at, because Marvel was definitely putting them out quicker. I mean the vampire Venom movies, like we got 3 movies in what, 6 years.
Mhm.
So
Also, hi Iggy, and Buster Barnes says, I cannot wait for the
What's
whole
up, Iggy?
Pattinson DCU Batman saga to be over. I'm still confident we get 2 separate Batman, but who knows? I want 2 separate Batman. I don't know how confident I am just because of the money that WBD has, but also not for any political reason, but the fact that Trump was like that there is a chance that WBD could merge with somebody in the future, and I don't think they will not want to have the Batman universe going, considering how big of a hit the Penguin was in Batman Part 1 brought in 700 million. So I mean, let's remember too, Batman Begins only brought in like 350, the first one to start. So if you build a saga right, like build a trilogy of movies, then you can definitely make bank for those final 2. So
but yeah, not only will you have a trilogy of movies though, you also have whatever TV shows coming. Like you got the Penguin, you've got Reeves already talking about other villains or other characters getting their own spinoff. So like you could have 3 or 4 shows all together.
and at times really get tough. You could even farm that out to somebody else and be like, here, you can have this whole Batman Reeves universe and make properties out of that if you like, and keep the rest.
Yeah.
Uh,
Iggy, those are words that I think you. I are those actual?
I have no idea.
Sklelner. I don't know if that's spelled right.
Also,
hold on, I'll look it up.
Matt Reeves talked about some of the villains. He talked about like we're not going to know. We're going to be surprised about the villains, which I don't know what that means, because people have been speculating Court of Owl, Mr. Freeze. So
I would love Mr. Freeze.
Same. Brandon would be attached. Oh, Brandon. Okay, yeah. He's talking about possible casting, and I've heard that choice before as well, Iggy. I don't know anything he's been in, but I've heard that choice, or well, seen it online. And
Huts. Okay.
Matt Reeves also talked about the Penguin season 2 being a possibility. He said he's talked with Lauren DeFrank about it, and it all depends on what they're going to do between Batman Part 2 and Part 3. So we'll see how big of a factor they want to have Penguin playing in the final 2 parts of the trilogy.
Yeah.
So, Joe, Matt Reeves also talked about the possibility of Pattinson joining DCU, and I didn't get any confidence from him in that little clip that it wasn't going to happen. My only hope, if it does happen, is that we get Pattinson's trilogy and stuff played out, and this Batman is 15 years later. But I still don't. That Batman, no offense to Pattinson, because it's great for a story, I like the detective work and stuff, but I don't think that Batman survives against Phosphorus.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
So yeah, it's just I don't know. I want a bit more fantastical Batman. So, and I do enjoy the other Batman.
Here's the thing I believe Iggy is talking about. So, like, that's pretty wicked. I like it.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Oh, did you not? Here you go. Add it to the.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, but it wasn't added to so everybody else can see.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
I do think though you're going to get a Batman with Trunks, because Superman has Trunks. So I do think that's going to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Reeve trilogy would have been prequels for it to make sense. That's what I was thinking too, Buster Barnes, but I still don't know how much sense I can make that in my head of that Batman. So I hope they're two separate Batman. I hope they're allowed, and if you have some sort of
I
crisis,
mean,
you can bring over the other one.
I would love two separate. I know Alan Richardson has been like vying for Batman. I know there's
Yeah.
been a couple other ones. But at the same time, though, like, if it happens to be in the same universe,
Oh, well, I still
like
watch.
if it happens to be Patterson over there, like,
it's not like we're not going to watch. It's just the preferred is to have two of these universes going out at the same time.
Sure,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, and you gotta think when you think of the general audience, and you have multiple Batman, they're gonna be very confused.
Well, you got to remember too that the big thing I always say about that is Bruce Wayne wasn't allowed to appear in Smallville because in season 6 because Batman Begins was in production. So
I just thought Batman itself wasn't allowed to.
No, it's just because of Batman Begins and Christopher Nolan's like shut it down. So they had to go with Green Arrow. So I mean that definitely like we are coming from that. So let's not rule it out. But I did think that things have changed a little bit. So I hope that's the way they go. But
yeah, we'll see.
We shall see. Andy Muschietti talked about there was also a full interview with James Gunn talking about Batman and Creature Commandos. That's another one where I had no idea if that's going to be separate just from him talking there. I had no extra confidence from that. Just it was more of just like I didn't want to share much. I didn't want to have too much exposed. So again, I don't think that makes anything. But Andy Muschietti said some things that kind of went a different way. He said there are talking about the Brave Bull. There are good intentions for now. The studio wants to do the film with me, and I want to do it as well. We are talking about ideas and about the story and tone. And Muschietti says he conversation with James Gunn about Brave and the Bold and content, but claims he hasn't spoken to Gunn since Superman started filming. So that doesn't seem great.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you got put on the back burner, and they're looking for somebody else. Whatever ideas you had, and also probably after the failing of the Flash.
But he said that after that. That's what made it so confusing for me. Why did Gunn say it after that? So he also said about Pattinson being in the DCU Batman. He said there is a Batman that everyone knows is the Batman that belongs in the new universe. The Batman of Matt Reeves is obvious. He's not from the new universe. So I don't. It's a bit of a. That's all from via radio TU on YouTube, but. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a Reeves decision, or I don't even know if it's a Gunn decision. If this happens, I think this might come from above everybody. Like
I can see it being a Gunn final decision.
Oh yeah, but I don't
like I can see WB being like, you already got a character, somebody's Batman. Like just put him in there.
I think it's just money reason, Joe. It'd be
like
you don't have the cash flow to keep two universes going at one time. So you're gonna have to merge this and keep this all under one umbrella spending. But again, it goes back to the Elseworld thing. Why set that up if you're not gonna do that?
Yeah. But like it's also 100% all game. When you start thinking about WB and like, oh well, they're looking at Marvel and Disney and seeing what they're doing, and again, I know they can't, but that's what they're doing. Literally, what they're doing. It's why the DCU failed the last time, because they're like, oh, we need to copy them. I can totally see them being like, well, I mean, it's working over there. They're having multiple characters being multiple characters, multiple actors being multiple characters, same character. Like, why can't we do it? So like they could do it, but at the same time, like you're right on the aspect of we can't have two universes going because we don't have the money.
And I feel like the money shouldn't be an issue for two Batman as far as it is to make an educated assumption that they both make money. That would be a good assumption, but WBD's cash flow is not great, and that's me putting it completely mildly. Their stock's in the toilet, so if potentially one of these movies didn't make any money, they'd be really hard pressed. Like the Joker thing, that was not great for them. That was like a gut punch. They need some hits. They need some, because I promise you, before 2025, before 2028, WBD will be owned or bought by somebody. So he's trying to set it up just to make sure it's most palatable. That's why I don't think he's going to get rid of it. But again, I don't. He hasn't made all the greatest decisions, so that's my worry. It's not a big gun. It's not a big gun. It's just a bit above him.
So 2028, you're gonna have obviously Superman out, Supergirl out, Peacemaker.
The longer he waits, the better for him, because you want to establish the DC studios with like going strong, and you want to get that Harry Potter reboot up and running. That is when WBD will be more valuable. So it just it depends on a lot of things. It's just, again, I do think it wasn't going to happen the previous 4 years. Biden's administration shut that down numerous times, but the mergers and stuff, but antitrust laws, monopolies, they were all over that. So person coming in now don't really care as much. So just, and who donated, who was first to talk. Zaslav was first to talk after Trump won. So, and talked beforehand too. So just remember that stuff. That's all. It's not the DC news side of things, it's more the accounting and financial side of things, but that does play a factor.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Money talks.
Doesn't sound great for Andy Muschietti either, Joe. You were right about that. It doesn't, that's not great.
Yeah,
for guns and Superman.
I think Superman has, and we've talked about before, Superman has a lot riding on it.
It does. It has a lot of pressure. Hope Fantastic Four does move. No official announcement has been made yet for that.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, so
you know where you can find out about that when it does, though? Marvel Alliance.
There you go.
That's
right. That's how you spread love in the network. Now we have some positive news, Joe, and that's Jason Momoa has been cast as Lobo since we were away. He's going to be.
Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? I never would have figured it out.
One of the worst kept secrets. We knew this was happening for a while, ever since James Gunn took over, pretty much. So
I'm excited though. I definitely feel like they're going to make him look not like him, not like himself. So he's going to have the heavy makeup, and he'll. That's going to help the general audience not be like, hey, isn't that Aquaman?
Yeah, well, he's not going to look anything like himself, even. So, Shrek 5 is delayed, which good for Supergirl. You're really getting into the future projections, future forecast there.
I saw that Shrek 5 got delayed, but also that Minions 3 got moved up. So, I take that for what you will.
So, yeah, Lobo, we're both excited. I think he'll be great in this role. That's the role he told Zack Snyder he wanted to play. So, when he brought him in, he didn't know what he was auditioning for. Again, that's going to be good, and I think that's a character that definitely can recur in the DCU.
Yes, because Lobo is definitely one of those that could just pop up wherever. And
was a great casting choice.
In
my opinion. And Gunn welcomed
and Buster
him
Barnes
as
too.
well. Yeah, Buster Barnes is pretty spot on here tonight. And he shared the picture of Lobo with welcome to DCU, Jason Momoa, Prodigy Gypsy. And he got the call. So yeah, this is congratulations, Jason Momoa. He's still in the DCU. I didn't even look at this Q&A thread before throwing it in there, to be honest with you. And there isn't much. The iconic John Williams score was always part of the movie. I knew from the beginning, I told John Murphy, I want you to use the classic score, but mutate it and turn it into your own thing. So,
I mean, I don't want to sit here and say that everybody's just trying to copy the Williams score, but that's an iconic score. Like, you hear that, you think Superman.
I do take you can make it James Bond theme, and that is a true statement, but I also like and appreciate when you do have new themes. Like, I did enjoy the Man of Steel theme and Hans Zimmer's whole score, so I will miss new things. But what he's saying here to the guys, don't just make it a carbon copy like in Black Adam. Like, put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Like, again, all for that. That's giving him a chance to flick his artistic muscle, whereas you're just carbon copy throwing it in there exactly like it was in 1978.
Do you think we'll get an Elfman Batman score for when
Batman
I think
shows up? Get something else, I think. So like a variation of that. It might be like based in that, but I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like so we're getting I'll say a mutated Williams score for Superman. Will we get a mutated Danny Elfman score for Batman.
We might. We very well could. Especially the animated series uses that.
It's same score.
Yeah.
Elfman did the score for that too.
So
So
I
like
could see that happening for that one.
Okay.
But like a variation of it, just like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much else. He talked to other people about the trunks. That was stuff that that was very minor.
Things we knew already.
Things we knew already pretty much. So yeah, nothing breaking there. So I found that earlier. We got a new look at Mr. Terrific from the IMAX trailer, Joe. I think he looks fantastic here.
Yeah, he looks
it's only
great.
a couple seconds. But
did you see the new look of David Cornsweet as Superman?
No.
All the major players have been tweeting it. I saw a post. Well, there was a picture out there, but I saw a post of somebody complaining about this is how you can tell that all of these people are shills for WB and they're getting paid because it's literally all it says is capital letters new look for at David Cornsweet Superman, and it's like 5 different accounts saying the exact same phrase. Film Junkie is one of them, allegedly.
Of course.
And so it's funny because that thing got reposted, and then David reposted the person complaining about it. I think he was just having a fun little joke. I mean,
it's just they cover. It's just, again, people take this stuff too serious. I just want to enjoy a movie. It's Superman looking off, to the side. Looks good. Hair's flowing. Looks fun. And on the game says he was born to pay Lobo. That is 100% correct on the game. Finally, here to wrap this up, Colin Farrell wins Best Actor in a Limited Series for The Penguin at Golden Globes. So
no, David is totally a paid shill. We love Dave. Dave's great.
Dave's great, and it's just funny to see like he wanted to see his Snyder Cut and big promoting that. Now he's like, excited for DCU, and all those people are like, "Boo, you suck!" Now he's like, okay, guys.
I'm sorry. I like these movies. I want these movies to succeed. Piss off.
You won. You got the film that we never were supposed to see. Like you're supposed to be like, yeah, awesome. Like
nope. You give them an inch, they want 5 feet.
I'm glad the inch got given because I'm glad I got to see the film. But I'm really excited for DCU, so I can't wait for the Superman film and this Creature Commandos. Even seeing Clayface, I giddied out seeing Clayface a couple episodes ago. Just being like, even this episode on the wall, I'm like, oh my god, like this is awesome. Like I did never am I going to get to see Clayface in like Batman fighting Clayface soon in DCU? Like,
we could.
Fighting Clayface. Like Clayface might end up being part of Creature Commandos in a couple.
It'll be a different season. Clayface probably, but
well, Clayface could be alive. He could just be splattered and come back together. We saw the Clayface from Batman the Animated Series go through hell and somehow able to bring himself back together multiple times.
True.
So, again, fun times with DCU, Joe. We have a film coming up in 2025. It's going to be a little bit slow for us now with
one film. We got Harley Quinn coming out here just in like a week or two. I don't know if you want to do that on or if you want to do that on.
We'll figure something out. I do want to do Swamp Thing too. I want to watch that show.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, and maybe knock out Watchmen that you haven't seen.
Yeah, I'll get there. And then just to really comment quickly on the Penguin, Colin Farrell getting the Best Actor. Kind of surprising, but that's also kind of awesome. Good for him. Like he did an amazing job.
He did. I thought he deserved it. He did a great job, especially when you put all the makeup on. You guys sit in that chair for as long as he does, and he's just a completely different character. And Buster Brown says, "I hope on season 2 we see Batman Phosphorus fight even in animation. That'd be awesome."
I doubt it. Well,
we're not seeing a full Batman look until it's live action first.
Correct. Yeah, we're not gonna get. We're not.
We have multiple different kind of looks. Like that look of him when he's dead, it doesn't look nearly like the Batman from. It looks more like Pattinson than the Batman standing up over Phosphorus.
Yeah, that one looks like Affleck. Like, we talked about that last episode, but I mean, you're right. We will once we get Batman in live action, then whatever. Like if that happens before season 2 happens, then we could get a fight with Phosphorus and Batman. But I'm not counting on season 2.
No, but I would love to see it. You're not wrong about it being awesome. That's for sure. So, Joe, that wraps up the news we have no Smallville retro recaps right now. We're on break until Tactville comes back with season 6,
which I assume is soon.
Probably in the next couple weeks, I think, sometime before the end of the month. Okay, Joe, I will see you back here next week for more DC goodness. Until then, see you, everyone. Thanks for Buster Barnes and Alan the Game for joining us in the chat.
And Iggy, don't forget Iggy.
And
he was in there for a minute.
Sorry, my bad, Iggy.
Jeez.
Later, everyone.